Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Dancing Poppies. I am Kari, your host of this amazing channel where we are learning about adult ballet. We are not professional ballerinas, we are adult ballet dancers trying to learn ballet at our later stages of life. So in today's episode, I decided to ask, why do adults do ballet? Why do we do it? Why did we start this journey? I gathered two of my adult ballet dancer friends, and we are talking about why are we doing it? How did we start? What made us start? So join me and my friend Kennedy, who started ballet when she was teeny tiny, 2 years old, and is now 25 years old. 24. Something like that. And as a teacher at our current ballet school, he teaches the teeny tinies. And I also gathered my friend Stephanie, 30 years old, mother of 2 little ones. She started at 15, has taken breaks here and there, but is still dancing ballet. So join us in our journey and our fun conversation where there was a lot of laughing. Why are we doing this? And remember, this channel is for adult ballet dancers who are starting their journey later in life. We're not professionals, we're just trying to learn this beautiful art. Let's do this, poppies. Why do we still do ballet? Right now, I'm 39, but I started at 35. You are, Kennedy?
25. I started at 2. So what? 22 years? Is that right? No. 23 years.
I started at 15 and now I'm 30. Half of my life. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Half of my life.
Half
and
of
I
your life.
still suck.
You know, you think, well, for example, I follow a lot of dancers that started in their 20s or whatever, and they get good, like right away. And you're like,
I mean, how many? Like, I feel like there's like 3 examples and then like you'll take that and go.
that's true.
Out
that's
of like
true.
the hundreds or thousands of us that start later and still have a harder time.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Start
I only
early
follow.
and
I mean,
have a
okay,
hard
no, I
time.
mean, when I say us, I mean me specifically.
No, I mean, I started early and still have a hard time.
Very few that do get up to that. Like even Misty Copeland, she was like 13 when she started, but she's a surefire exception to the rule.
That's true.
There's not really many that can do that. But the boys, they can start at 13 and be
like,
pretty
boom.
good by 20. Yeah.
I know. It's like the next year is, oh, like my son, he hardly tries, and his releve is like right there. I'm like,
Michael.
what?
That's Michael. I hate him.
Oh yeah. So your husband,
My husband, Michael.
he's 20. He's not 20 something.
He's 31.
He's 31.
yeah.
Okay.
He has a
And
pretty face.
he started ballet like at 20 something, no?
Yeah, he was super late, but only because I dragged him there.
But when I saw him in Nutcracker, that was the first time I saw him in Nutcracker. I thought he was like there since he was little.
Oh.
I know. I thought he was like a professional. I thought he I thought he was one of the paid professional dancers.
Stop. He's gonna.
I did.
Don't
I
let him hear this.
did.
Don't ever let him hear this.
Not because of his excellent. Because, you know, like he played the part very well.
I think it's about, with females, there's so much like insecurity. And so we like don't have that confidence. Whereas like
Yes.
Michael has that confidence when he's dancing. Like he's like, I don't care if I'm good, if I'm bad, like I'm just gonna go out there and do it.
But that's also his personality. Like he does not care about what others think of him. But I also think that goes back to being a boy. Like women, we have to like really watch what we say and do.
It depends on the boy. Because, for example, we have some certain friends, aka Daniel, who cares very much about the way he dances.
But he also started really late.
Also, but so did Michael.
Well, yeah.
I think this plays into it a little bit. Like the people he befriends are not like I would say like they're more female than male, so like a lot of the female culture is gonna stick with him. And he's like primarily with female activities. Like even at the recital, he was the only male out of like, or like one of the only males. So
I know.
he's surrounded by women all the time. A lot of the culture must rub off on him.
He's gay and he's very dramatic. So he does care a lot about, he always cares about how he looks, his hair. So guys tend to not care as much, I guess.
In general.
Not even that, but they have it's like they have the strength right away to do the pirouettes.
I feel like it probably goes back to like their backgrounds. Like, I mean, like not necessarily Daniel, and I don't know about Michael, but like I don't know if they play sports or something. Like your boys play sports, so they have that strength already from sports, and they have like they need a different strength than what we need. Like they're doing mostly jumps and things, so they need like more strength than anything else.
That's true.
And they just kind of refine their elegance. Because like Michael did football, he did all these sports, and he also did marching band. So like he wasn't unfamiliar with choreography and having to learn stuff. It's just the technique and the style. But that's like any dancer. Like you take a jazz dancer, you take a tap dancer that's never done ballet, put them in a ballet class, they're going to struggle just as much as someone who's done only sports. To a certain degree, I would say. Like obviously they know more terminology, but
I struggle a lot right now, which has been 4 years since I started ballet. But I did not do any sports. I did not do any marching band, anything. Me was arts, draw.
Yeah.
For females, it's like a very specific kind of strength, like ankle strength. And that's like something you don't really develop unless you're doing ballet.
We're going to have a separate episode about ankles. That's what we're going to do.
Ankles.
One specific episode about ankles.
That's true. We do need to have It's
like adult ankles.
Adult ankles.
She's saying I have good feet. I'll take it because I don't believe that, but I'll take it.
It's a different misery to not have that flexibility
or strength.
Yeah.
Hey, Gotti, can I ask you a question? Because I don't actually know this. Why did you start ballet?
You know, I was a tomboy when I was little. I would try everything and anything tomboyish. So I would do not in school. I would not do baseball or anything like that in school. Me and my sister were the only girls in the family. There were boys. So I had to do the baseball, do the football, because that's all they were playing. They wouldn't play Barbies with us. I never had that girly moments, I guess, I did have cousins here and there, but they lived far away. So it was like a one day, that we would visit or whatever, that we would have that girly moment where I would put on the dress and stuff. Other than that, you go to a birthday party, they're all full of boys. And now my daughter, for example, wears a dress and she puts shorts on and she does what boys do. But back then it was kind of like, no, you have to have your jeans and your tennis shoes and, the girly went out the window. So I think it was kind of like in the back of my mind, like, man, I always wanted to do that girly thing. And what is it like that girly thing that all girls think about when they're little? The tutu and the ballet and stuff like that. When I was like, when I have a daughter, I'm gonna put in ballet because it's like the girl thing, right? I never got to do that, so I'm gonna live through her. So we took her, whatever. COVID happened. I think she only went for 6 months, and then COVID happened. So then everything was online. I would see her from kitchen that she's doing the class or whatever. And I was thinking, I'm learning with her, so I would do it in the kitchen. I would do the little steps in the kitchen, and then when we went back. The classes went back in person. Miss Deborah, which is our main dance teacher, she was like, oh, adult class is opening again. And I was like, oh, adults do ballet? I did not know adults do ballet. I mean, other than professional ballerinas, right? Which in my mind, they're all in their 20s. Because that's what I thought. I was like, you graduate college, you go do professional ballerinas. But just like, any sport, you retire at 30 because that's the way it is.
Because 30's old.
30's old, yes. So I was like, what? I was like, oh no, but I don't do ballet. Oh, it's okay. You should try it. Just try the first class, is free. And
what was interesting was when before COVID, she would have the moms waiting in the lobby, right? And the screens, you could see the girls dancing. But every little girl, I mean, she was 3, 4 when she went in. And all those little kids, I mean, they're little kids, right? So half of them don't want to be there. And they cry and they're like, no, I don't want to be here and stuff like that. And the moms are like, no, you have to, and you have to, and you have to. And the whole time I'm thinking, oh my God, this mom is living her dreams through her daughter that doesn't want to do it. Am I going to get to that point where my daughter's going to be like, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore? And I'm like, oh. I was like, why do I have to live my dreams through her? I was like, why not do it on my own? So I was like, and I asked Pao, which is my sister, my younger sister. I was like, you have to go with me because I feel so embarrassed to go, right? I'm like, oh my God, I don't know anything. I never danced in my life. I think I tried hip hop when I was like 17 and I could not pop at all. So I was like, you have to go with me. And she's like, okay, let's try it. It was so comforting seeing the different age ranges in that class from like 18 to I think
50 plus.
I think somebody was like 70 something, 72.
Oh,
I don't remember who. So I was surprised and I was like, oh wow, okay. But for a while I did think, okay, these ladies have been here forever, maybe since they were little. As I went through, classes and getting to know them and everything, they all started at different ages. There was, Sabina, I can talk about Sabina. Sabina's, when I went in there, she was 60 something. She told me she started when she was 50.
That's crazy.
She was 50. She was like the most flexible woman I've ever met. Like her legs would go up and I'm like, oh my God, you started at 50? She's like, yes, I started at 50. I started because her husband had a stroke. So she was just at home taking care of him and she needed time for herself or time to get, de-stressed or whatever. She started ballet because I think one of her daughters maybe had done ballet when she was younger. So she knew that they had adult classes there. This is my dream now. Like, I don't got to live, through my daughter anymore. If she quits,
That's so good because like I teach like 3, 4, 5, 6-year-olds and literally the parents will push them in the door and they will like run out and the kid's crying and it's so sad. Like it breaks my heart because they don't want to be there. And I'm like, why are they forcing them? Like, I'm like, I don't know if they're trying to live through them. If they just want to like see them on stage once and like tell their family, come watch them or what. But it's like heartbreaking to see them like pushing them in the door, the kid's crying and the mom runs away.
Oh, yeah, I did see a lot of that.
But like I will say, like sometimes you have to do that too, not because they don't want to be there, but some kids just really struggle with separating from their parents. So like if you don't like let them go somewhere else for an hour at a time or half an hour at a time, then they just constantly need to cling to their parents.
But I should clarify, there's the kids that are like, I want my mom, which is a little different.
Okay.
But there are the ones that are like, I don't want to dance, or I don't want to do this, I don't like this, and they're still forcing them in.
Yeah.
That's true, and you see it in when they do recital on the stage. You can see the little girl that enjoys dancing, the little 3-year-old, like she's twirling. I mean, they don't do the choreography exactly at all, but they're twirling and they're doing the best they can and they're enjoying it and they're smiling and whatever. And then you see the other little girl that's just standing there, petrified, frozen, not crying. Like,
no, because like if they cry, it's stage fright.
Yeah,
but there's some that just don't care. They don't want to be there,
and they don't want to be there. They're just like, nope, like this is not for me. This is not for me. So, why did you decide to do ballet, Stephanie?
Why I decided to,
because 15, it's already like
I was older.
older.
I also did not do anything. Well, I didn't do any sports. I terribly coordinated. When I did some like art stuff, it was art and theater arts and eventually choir, but like never anything movement based. But one time, one of my childhood friends' parents and her took me to see the Nutcracker. Party scene just like made me so excited because it's glittery and sparkly and colorful and fun. now being an adult, I don't like being in party scene, but like when I was little or younger, I thought that was so fun, and it made me super interested in doing it. And I think I had just done my quinceañera, and I was really bad at the the waltz. Like I was really bad, just so bad. And after dancing my quinceañera stuff, I was more interested in like the world of dance. So I joined because of that, and I really like ballet. Like I don't like contemporary, I don't like jazz. I'll watch it. I don't like dancing hip hop. I like it, like watching it, but I don't like any freedom of expression. In ballet, you get you get freedom of expression within limits. Like your leg must be at 90 degrees, your leg must be turned out, your arm must be this way, and your fingers must be this way, and you must breathe this way, and your shoulders and your neck and everything. There's a perfect, like there's something exact you have to work towards, even if your body's different, but like there's just something that like even like no matter what your body looks like, if you get the right rotation, the right length, the right like straightening of the leg, it's gonna look good in your body. That's why I like it, 'cause it's so rigid. And so I stuck with that, but since I never really, I couldn't stick with getting, like going to class consistently. My mom could never take me. So I never got really like anywhere. And then I quit because of college. And then I met Michael and I was like, you have good ankles. Let's do this together when we have money. And we graduated, we both got jobs. And then I was like, ballet? And he's like, yeah. So then we did that together, and then I got pregnant. And then that that got hard again.
This is so interesting because I'm like, Michael's confidence level was like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say he didn't fight you on it at all.
No, not at all. Since the first time I met him, I was like, or not met him, but like one of the first, maybe within the first year. I'm not sure how early I was weird, but he gave me permission to be weird because he's weird. I was just very set, like hell bent on it, and he kind of just like goes with what I want. Me hace el, what is it? Me cumple el chiflazón.
Like, chiflazón, yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the best.
He doesn't. Yeah. But also probably because he was part of the arts. Like it's not like he's this like jock who never even considered anything. Yeah. Like, ooh, music.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. His confidence, because most guys get, I'm not gonna do ballet.
Tights.
What?
Ew, yeah.
Tights. Yeah, like what?
Yeah. No,
That's-
he doesn't care what people think.
Yeah, it's
Like at all.
which is weird because, like, for example, a lot of football players do ballet because it helps with their flexibility or whatnot. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, why is it so? Whatever. That's another topic.
There's many topics, many subtopics.
Dive into these eventually.
But today,
But
is
today-
about why we joined.
Why we joined ballet? Yes.